Those words stayed with James. It wasn't about having the best resources, it was about the will to keep going, even when things were difficult. And that was a lesson he carried with him every day. Despite the long hours of study, James still made time to help his peers. He had become a mentor to many of the younger students who struggled just as he had. He'd organize study groups, patiently explaining difficult concepts and offering advice on how to tackle assignments. James had grown into a leader in his school, not just because of his grades, but because he shared his knowledge and encouraged others to believe in themselves, just as he had learned to do. Then, in his final year, the school held a science competition, one that James knew would be highly competitive. Students from all grades would present their projects, hoping to win scholarships and recognition. With no lab equipment or fancy materials at his disposal, but he didn't let that stop him. Instead, he focused on what he had: his curiosity, his creativity, and his determination. He spent weeks working on a project about renewable energy, using simple materials he found around the school and the local community. While the other students had fancy gadgets, James's project was built from the ground up, proving that with resourcefulness and hard work, anything was possible. When the day of the competition came, James was nervous. But when he presented his project, explaining how the energy could be harnessed using minimal resources, the judges were impressed. To everyone's surprise, James won first place. He had proven that success didn't come from the materials you had. It came from the passion and effort you poured into your work. Winning the competition changed everything for James. It gave him the confidence to pursue even bigger dreams. He earned a scholarship to attend one of the best universities in the country, something he had only dreamed of just a few years earlier. His victory in that science competition wasn't just about the prize, it was a testament to everything he had worked for, a reminder that even in the face of scarcity, determination and hard work could lead to extraordinary success. By the time James finished secondary school, he wasn't just the best student in his class. He was a symbol of what could be achieved through resilience, perseverance, and a commitment to helping others. His story was one of rising above challenges, of making the most out of what you have, and of always believing that with hard work, anything is possible. James knew that this was just the beginning. His journey was far from over, but he was ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. After all, he had already proved to himself that he could overcome anything. As James moved forward into the next phase of his life, he carried the lessons learned through every challenge and triumph. From his humble beginnings in the orphanage to becoming the best student, he proved that success wasn't determined by resources, but by determination, resilience, and making the most of what you had. James's journey wasn't just about personal success, it was about lifting others. His story inspired many, showing that with hard work and perseverance, even tough obstacles could be overcome. He had gone from a boy with nothing to a young man with the power to change lives. As he stepped into the future, he knew his purpose was bigger than his own dreams. It was about giving others the tools and hope to achieve theirs. James's journey reminded us to never give up. The greatest wealth isn't measured by money or possessions, but by the lives you touch and the difference. Part 1. The Unexpected Journey. At just 16, Megan's life took an unexpected turn. One afternoon, she learned that she was pregnant. The news shocked her and her boyfriend, John. They were both teenagers, still figuring out who they were, and now they were going to be parents. Their families were worried, and so were they. It felt like their whole world had changed in an instant. But Megan didn't let fear hold her back. She knew things would be difficult, but she wasn't going to give up on her dreams. She realized that this was her new reality, and now she had to figure out how to make it work. Megan was determined to be the best mother she could be, while still holding on to her own future. Megan's decision wasn't easy. She had always been a good student, with big dreams of becoming something more than just a high school graduate. But now, with a baby on the way, she had to rethink everything. She couldn't go down the usual path many of her peers were taking. She had to be strong, not just for herself, but for her baby, too. John, although young, stepped up. He promised Megan that they would figure this out together. They knew it would be hard, but they believed in each other. Together, they made the choice